Roy Jones Jr., thank you very much for joining us over here in England in the corner of Chris Eubank. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. How you doing?
Very well, very well. Thanks for asking. Big fight on Saturday. You're in the corner of Chris Eubank Jr. Let's start with how that journey started. How you came to be working with Chris.
I was working with a friend of his named Kevin Eubank. I mean Kevin Newman, and Kevin Newman was there in Vegas with Chris Eubank at the time, and Kevin had a fight, and I just kind of went out to kind of assist Kevin in the corner. Hadn't trained him for that fight, but I went to assist him in the corner. And I think Chris saw some of the things I was teaching Kevin, and Chris probably understood him better than even Kevin did. So afterwards, a little while later after that, Chris' father called me, rang me, and asked me how did I feel, would I be willing to train Chris? I said, sure, let him come down and see how he likes it. If he likes it, why not? So he said, okay, he'll get back with me. We talked a few times. And one day Chris called me and said, I'm here. I'm like, you where? You back in the UK? He says, no, I'm here in Pensacola. I said, you in Florida? He said, yeah. So he was more serious than I thought he was. So he came. He stayed about 6, 7 weeks, and he took a break. And he said he'd be back in a week. And everybody took a break, and I thought maybe he'd come back, maybe he wouldn't. For a week, Chris was right back. So he was right on time. I was shocked, but that led me to understand that he did appreciate boxing. He did want to learn more about boxing, and that he would make a great student. So that's how it happened.
Did you have a relationship with his father already? Did you know Chris Eubank Senior?
I knew him, of course. I didn't know him personally. No.
And how did he adapt to life out in Pensacola? I've spoken to him a few times, and it's obviously a different world from where he's from. So how did he adapt?
Well, he adapted well. I mean, you have to be able to adapt to your surroundings, but it's like boxing. You got to be able to adapt to boxing surroundings as well. So when things don't go the way you want them to go, you have to be able to make adjustments to be able to survive or to be able to still win. Pensacola was
Mhm.
different for Chris, I knew, but Pensacola is what Chris needs because you have nothing to do there but focus on boxing. If you focus on boxing in yourself, you're good. Everything there is about boxing. A chicken may walk through the gym like he says. Anything could happen. So you have to be ready at all times for everything. And it's just like real live boxing. So I thought he did a great job of adapting to the situation. And he showed me how much he really does want to improve in boxing.
He's obviously been asked a lot by a lot of different media outlets what it was like working with you, and he says that Roy lives and breathes boxing. He absolutely loves the sport. He trains every day, but a few times he's mentioned just in passing his own love for the sport. Did that help spur each other on, if you like? You both have this passion, I
Of
guess,
course,
for the sport of boxing.
of course it does. He loves boxing. Like I said, when I realized how much he was willing to sacrifice, give up the scenes of Vegas, give up the scenes of Miami to come to Pensacola and to train, that told me a lot about how he felt about his boxing career. He's really dead serious, more serious than some of the other people should be about their boxing career. He is. So it's like he takes it 100% serious. His love for it is immaculate. I'm glad to see that he loves boxing and that he wants to learn because when a person wants to learn, it's much easier to teach them.
Just if you would, Roy, just for those myself included who've never been to Pensacola, just paint a little picture for us. What's it like? How does it differ from city life like Miami or even Manchester where we are now?
Yeah, Pensacola is sort of like I guess they tell me Huddersfield is to Manchester. Huddersfield is a small country town, not a lot going on there. Same with Pensacola. A lot of farm life out, and I live on the outskirts of Pensacola, not even in the city. So I'm out in the suburbs, way out from Pensacola, 25 minutes from the airport. So it's like nothing there. My animals, I live on 80 acres of farmland, and that's it.
Obviously, you were in training. You've had a big fight in the last year or so. Did Chris help you train for that? Did you guys train together? Did you help keep each other in shape for that?
I kind of kept myself distant from my guys a lot of times. I watch some days because I want them to see what intensity it takes to prepare yourself, but I didn't do a lot of it in their presence because I mean they did see a lot, but I want them to understand that to them I'm not one of the boys as far as the boxing goes. I'm the coach. And I'm gonna do everything just like I show you. If I don't mind watching, but it's a different mindset than being a fighter and being a coach.
Okay, that makes sense. So back onto Chris then. What skill sets do you see in him? What natural ability does he have, and what have you taught him?
He really didn't need much at all. He's very smart, very intelligent. I think I may have brought some things to light that he knew, but he didn't know why. I think I put some explanations behind some of the things that he also does. And at the same time, like I tell people all the time, when Chris got there, Chris was already interim world champ. So it's like he didn't need Roy Jones to become champ. He could use Roy Jones' help to get better if he wants to get better, but became champ without knowing Roy Jones. So you can't take away from what Chris already has accomplished without me. You feel me? So Chris accomplished a whole lot before he ever knew me personally. So I'm not here to take credit for what Chris has done. I'm just here to try to better Chris. And Chris is a world class athlete before I met Chris Eubank Jr. So, and his father was a world class athlete. So he had a lot going for him before I even got involved.
He is quite open and quite public about his desire to face certain fighters. Gennady Golovkin's name comes up a lot. Ryota Murata's name comes up. He's got his eyes on those world title shots. Just if you would just put into your own words, if you think he can do it, describe his ambition and his potential to fulfill it.
Oh, he can do it. If his body holds up, I know he can do it. He's been fighting for a while, so when you fight for a while, you do have to deal with minor issues here, minor muscle aches, tendon aches, but he's been doing well with those. And if his body holds up, he can compete with anybody because he already had what it took to get him to that level. He just needed an extra boost to help get him over that hump. And I think coming to me is that extra boost that he would need to get him over that hump.
And he says he wants you in the corner, in his corner for the rest of his career. He said that before you've even had one fight together. Do you take that as a compliment? Do you take that as nice to hear?
It's very nice to hear, and it's a compliment because he has confidence in what I teach, and that's the beautiful thing. So if he has that kind of confidence in what I teach, then I'm ready to go to the end with him as well because I just want people that understand and appreciate what I bring them. And you have to have a willing and capable horse in order to win the race. If you don't have a willing and capable horse, you're never going to win the race. Chris is a willing, ready, and capable horse of winning any race. So I love having him, and that is a great compliment to me. And I look forward to working with him for the rest of his career.
If you would, Roy, just quickly break down how you see Saturday night's fight playing now. I appreciate you won't want to go into too many tactics, but how do you see Saturday night's fight playing out?
For me, part of it is I think Chris could win the fight being an old Chris if he wants to, because he just is a better athlete to me and a better fighter. However, we don't never want to overlook nobody, and we do want to work on some of the tactics that we've been working on in the gym. So I do want to see some of the things that we have been working on advancing in his career, and if I can see those things, then I'm satisfied. But like I said, to me, Chris could have beat most people without my help. Look what he did already. So I'm not going to really be able to tell how much help or how much I've really added to him until I see him in the big fights against the guys who he'll have to go to that next level to beat, the ones that he had problems getting by before. Now we should be able to get by these guys because if I can't take him there, then he doesn't need me.
And just finally then, Roy, post-fight on Saturday, is the plan to get off quickly back to Pensacola with Chris and back to camp, or do you take a break, or what kind of happens then?
Well, he's been training pretty much for almost a year, say straight, with maybe a week here and a week there in between. But like I told you, he's been one of the most loyal, dedicated students of boxing that I've seen in the last 10 years. So I'm sure he'll deserve a break if everything goes well with him. He'll deserve a break, but then he'll need to get right back in it because he's probably 31, 32 now. The window is short. The opportunities are there for good fights right now. So he should get himself back and keep continuing on our growth because that growth is what's gonna help him get over that hump.
Roy, it's an honor to speak to you, and we look forward to seeing you in and around the bubble, and of course on Fight Night on Saturday. All the very best.
Thank you, my brother.